Tragic start for the FDNY's new commissioner, Laura Kavanagh, who was just sworn in on Thursday. And Commissioner Kavanagh joining us live in studio this morning. So good morning. There is history making that we want to talk about with you. Yeah. First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
But we do want to begin with this tragic fire here and get an update on it, because more than 100 firefighters and EMTs responded to that fire within minutes.
Yeah.
But it was just already too late. So what exactly was the cause and the investigation that follows?
So it's still under investigation, but we do know, it wasn't suspicious. And it's so heartbreaking, the three little kids, a really tough one for New Yorkers. I know the mayor was up there yesterday and met with the family, and it's just so heartbreaking. It's a close-knit community, so everybody is really affected.
Yeah. Now you took over as acting commissioner. It was just after a few weeks after another devastating fire, that one in the Bronx.
Yeah.
So what have you learned from that fire that maybe can apply to this one that we've had?
I think the thing I would just say to all New Yorkers right now is, just trying to make sure that we're being fire safe. We're going into what we call fire season. When the weather gets colder, fires do go up. So, we want to make sure everybody has a working smoke alarm. You can go on FDNYsmart.org and you can not only find smoke alarms, but you can find resources to keep your family safe. So I, just urge all New Yorkers to do that as we go into the cold winter months and make sure they're as safe as possible.
And we have daylight saving time coming up.
Yes, exactly. Change your clock, change your batteries. I think you guys know the phrase.
Stay safe with the space heaters. There's a whole bunch that we'll talk about in the winter months.
Exactly.
We do want to celebrate you as well, becoming the first female to lead the FDNY. We are both parents of girls. We were just talking about it in the break and how much of an inspiration you are to so many. You've been with the FDNY for nearly 10 years, right?
Yes.
But you were never a uniformed firefighter, but you do train with them.
Correct. I try to, I see myself as an advocate for the department and really an ambassador for the department. I'm here to advocate and lobby for them and get what we need, and I feel that I can do that best if I really can be in touch with the rank and file on the ground. So I try to spend as much time with them, and then I am a runner, as I think you guys know, so I do participate in their runs with them, which I think they and I enjoy.
How often do you get in the field then?
Really as much as possible. Obviously it's been a whirlwind few days, but I try to get out to a firehouse or an EMS station, a few times a week at a minimum, just to see how people are doing.
When you look at the moment as a whole, right, to be the first female to lead the department, you said something during your swearing in, which is, it doesn't mean anything if I'm the last.
Yeah.
So talk about just the moment for you. And what you're experiencing.
Yeah, I really meant that, and not only for women, there's so many firsts to be made. This is such a diverse, wonderful city with so many people with diverse backgrounds and viewpoints, and that's what I really envisioned for the future of the FDNY. That I'm not only the last woman, but that there's so many other firsts that can be made after me. So I meant that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. What are you going to do then to help with diversity, not only with women but different races as well?
Yeah, I think it's obviously about recruitment. You guys know about the last recruitment campaign that we ran. We had the most diverse list in history. So that's the beginning, that's getting people in the door. But I also think it's about developing leaders. So, I'm looking forward to building a diverse team where we can help one another and really cultivate, the next generation of FDNY leadership.
Yeah, when you look at the FDNY as a whole, what are your top priorities now that you are fully in charge?
Yeah. So certainly diversity, also innovation, technology is something I've always been really passionate about, especially to the extent that it can help our members be safer in the field and make New Yorkers safer as a result. And then, community outreach, so talking about fire safety education, we are a close part of this city, and we want to really talk to New Yorkers as much as possible and be, part of their everyday lives and keep them safer.
Yeah. Not an easy job. You have a lot of tough things that you face on a daily basis, including it's been a month since veteran EMS Captain Allison Russo was killed so tragically. Anything new on that, on the investigation?
Nothing new yet on the investigation, but certainly, it's so heartbreaking even now. Those things stay with you forever. Certainly, the FDNY is a family, and so those losses really do hit home like they do in a family. So that's definitely a tough part of the job, but it is also sort of a good thing that we are so tight-knit. The support is really there for her family, for her station, and for all of us.
I don't want to go back to it, but Allison was a female. Obviously, you're a female. How many women are there in the department, and compared to the men?
Yeah, so it's between fire and EMS. EMS is much more diverse. It's about 30% women. The fire side is 99% male. So we have some recruitment work to do there, and certainly one of my top priorities. But it's definitely still a male-dominated organization, but some women breaking through, certainly.
Yeah. I mean, I know that when you come into this office and people are like, oh, I want to know a little bit more about her. You said you're a runner, so does that mean that you're going to be taking on the New York City Marathon this year?
So not this year, very sadly. I've not figured out how to train for a marathon and do this job. I'm working on that, but I have run it twice before, so I love it. I love the marathon so much. I will be at the finish line cheering on the FDNY team, so I will partake in my own way this year, but no running right now, but I'm trying to figure it out.
Trying to find that balance.
Yeah,
it's Halloween, so there's a Halloween parade tonight. Will you be dressing up? Is there a costume?
I don't know. I don't have a costume planned. I think maybe I could go as fire commissioner.
Well,
that might make a lot of little kids happy.
Yeah.
But the parade is great, so I might try to stop by. So.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you so much. It really is an honor.
Yeah, this history making.
Yes.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for being in today to talk about it, really.
Of course.
So
Anytime.
good.